Teftilance, we got to talk about Rocket League. It's going to be a lot of fun here today.
Yes, without a doubt. And you guys are probably thinking, Teftilance, Orbital, what? Okay, Rocket League's happening. Who's playing? Well, it's the VHS Hawks Rocket League Gold versus the Brandley Esports Rocket League team. So these two schools have made it to the grand finals. Now, this is going to be a best of 7 as well, which sounds like a lot, I know. But each Rocket League game is only 5 minutes after all. One of these teams has to win 4 of 7 games to consider themselves those grand finals victors. And I feel like these teams, they fought so hard. They've been through these difficulties already to get here. It's, there's that mentality. It's just this one set left.
Yeah, because this isn't the end of the road for the winner themselves. This is just the beginning of the road to the Play vs. Cup a little bit later on in the year, because the road to the Play vs. Cup has begun. The best high school teams across the US and Canada will once again gather to determine who is the best of the best and crown an ultimate champion.
Been through however many games have to come into that. Do you go into a grand finals any differently, or do you keep trying to play that same game that got you this far?
Oh, I always try and start out on my own, as that's very nice. I feel like the team that is going to gamble first will be able to bring out their best, and going for that ball, Aaron's in front is a big one. Very nice defense though, Lake Bentley with yet another save in front, but that's third tap in the corner, but the post is the true king of the net. Very well done by... I will say, for a game number 1, this is also kind of what I expected. Maybe not as, more calculated, but I do expect teams to maybe not go with their full force. They're trying to feel out, try different styles, figure out exactly how they can get some of those scores. Maybe taking a look and identifying who's going to be the main defender, who's the main midfielder, who's the main opportunist, as that was almost money. Let's see in for a shot. Lake Bentley, their defense is holding steady, but not against Jakey, who was able to get the first goal of the series.
Sierra High School, just a phenomenal performance so far from this team. They've been playing slow and steady. They know what they need to do to try and win this ring.
That's why Lev here is trying to go a little bit higher up there. Those touches going to send the sky high, but sets it up for L7. And L7 Buggy catches
off the back of it. 7 seconds left. We could get an overtime in that first game. A great defensive play from L7. The defensive powerhouse on the side of Lake Bentley continues to show how important that back third player can truly be.
3 saves alone in that position has been very stalwart in that game. Picking up ball, 50s out to the side. Nixus is going to try and aim though. Is anyone there? Yes, Lev. I appreciate it. Huge props to every single player. That is what Playvs is about. Sportsmanship as well as goal. Jakey, Vieira High School will take game 1 for their own. On the flip side, you're looking at nearly 11 shots coming out of Vieira. So as decent pace as it was, Vieira was much more aggressive in how they were aiming for the net, how they were kind of forcing Lake Bentley into these positions. We had to play defense. I really like how things are going so far.
Those big plays could go a really long way for Lake Bentley. They're going to be moving forward. A bit of offense early on, forcing Vieira onto the back foot, but of course it's Jakey that breaks that door down and gets Vieira right back into the swing of things, and Lake Bentley trying to keep it a clean 50-50 towards center field.
I think for Lake Bentley, it's also just, can we stop them from always firing at our goal? How are we going to do that? Double tap on the defense, maybe not the best way to do it. I always get worried whenever I see 2 in this game and in this series. So far, it's leading into that game 1 situation once more. Minute and a half gone. Not too much to play for. Just going to work their way around the sideline of this field. Close enough at least.
2 minutes now down. L7 on that back foot, playing that kind of goalie position, keeping Buggy available. All 3 players from Lake Bentley on the ball at the same time. Always a dangerous situation to be in, but luckily it does not bite them here in the end. They are able to clear it downfield, get away from goal, but here comes Vieira with another heavy attempt. L7 on the ball, Buggy in with the chase. Bugsy looking for a play of their own, up and off the back. Here is the goal in, boxed away by Buggy. A close play.
That kind of carry in, if they didn't run out, and these boosts have been very difficult for both sides to actually gather in. But that's going to be the challenge that you wanted. Nixus crashes with 2 defenders, and Vieira High School once again put the first on the board.
It takes a long time to break out there, but Vieira, again, even later than that first game we watched, back and forth between these teams. These players not able to find the energy they're looking for yet, but this could be, the nail in the coffin might not even be needed. Ball up as soon as it hits the ground. The game 2 is over in favor of Vieira High School. Now find themselves up 2-0 here as we enter game number 3. They're halfway done. They only need 2 more games to win, and this grand finals could be over.
Yeah, and it's again just the Vieira, VHS.
We've seen the Hawks do now 2 times to win 2 games in a row by a single goal both times. So Bentley keeping it close, but unfortunately a good defense isn't going to win them this series.
No, it's not.
The type of team that doesn't want to throw the ball at goal 300 times and hope one goes in. They're trying to play more with that calculation, with that surgical precision. Now, the issue is, and maybe they're running into this for the first time, Vieira High School have the mental
though, seeing one further. Oh, but L7 with great drop down for a second save right there. Keeps it. I keeps it.
2.5 minutes here. We've entered the halftime, I think, every game with a goose egg on the board. So we're going to see if it stays like that time and time and time again. And eventually one of them does sink in. And as we've seen from Vieira, that one is often all they need to walk away with that victory. So a great performance thus far. They have seen a really strong showing up and through these first couple of games with 90 seconds left on the clock here. Will there be a little more out? Game number 3.
14 seconds left. Vieira High School looking good. And you know Lake Bentley have a good defense, but
that is quite the rarity. I have seen it before, but I don't know if we're going to be seeing it here today. Game 3 now in favor of Vieira High School. Only 1 game to go, Orbital. So let's pull back a little bit. Let's step out of the game. What is... Not that Lake Bentley needs to change everything, but what...
With that passing play, we see Jakey getting way too much freedom on the sidelines, and they're always rounding on the right side of the field for Vieira. You need to break that pattern.
Yeah, without a doubt. And something that I just want to bring up. The energy or the momentum they're looking for, trying to put that action down. Oh, that's a great shot, but the defense is there. L7 on the follow-up. They just need to sink this ball to the ground. Double tap into triple. Vieira juggling it slowly but surely across the field. Led goes for the tap. There it is, Lake Bentley. Game number 4 in their pocket this series. Kills somebody's scores or until we have a tech issue once again. But regardless, this game will be ending one way or another with a goal on the board. My goodness, blink and you miss it. A 10-second overtime. Lake Bentley putting their second game now on the board. This team continuing to not go down without a fight. We are entering game 6 of 7.
I think it was tapped on the edge there. I don't know if Vieira meant to do that or not. L7 though sees an open net and will send it in once more. Have done it in one of the most unlikely scenarios. They have run the timer down. One more shot though. L7. You might not have ever been in this position before, but you have Lake Bentley breathing down your neck. Jakey's a wake up.
Cards go plus ultra in the moments it matters most, and with a minute off the clock now, Jakey another one wide open. Lake Bentley, the goal.
Opportunity and the right game plan to put into play.
They are looking a little bit more. Slow in from Bubbies, could be a goal again, goes up and over the tap in from Cash, and there it is once more. Right back into the swing of things. We've seen games with a much higher scoring end scenarios than this. These teams are no stranger to coming back from a win. We've seen Lake Bentley do it time and time again, but
there is a point when you just say, okay guys, you woke up, we congratulate you on that one. Big props to L7, but it's Jakey and the squad that are much more in tune. There it is once more. For the first time, they fought through all this, and maybe for some of these teams, first ever LAN experience. Like, let's hype them up because they should be. Yes, Lake Bentley have made it here, but also to the side of Vieira High School, your Florida Association of School Administrators Rocket League champions.
My goodness, what a